Amazon has just confirmed that they're developing a Lord of the Rings TV series, Precious.
That's all I got for Smeagol. That's it. I'm sorry.
That's not all you have for Smeagol, and we know this.
I'm sorry. Okay, so Amazon did confirm that they are developing a Lord of the Rings TV series. People are freaking out. Good, bad. We're gonna tell you all about it. The Lord of the Rings is a cultural phenomenon, says Amazon's Sharon Taliegato. We are honored to be working with the Tolkien Estate and Trust, HarperCollins, and New Line on this exciting collaboration. Now, for those of you fans of the trilogy from Peter Jackson, actually, I think it's technically 4 movies, but trilogy. It's not gonna be messing with that at all.
It's more than 4 movies.
It was more than
Hobbit
4.
was 3 parts too.
Right, you're right. I was thinking of just Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings, and then the Hobbit.
Sextilogy.
Yeah, that's, holy shit, there's a lot of movies. Anyway, it's just gonna be set in Middle Earth. I feel like I'm consoling a child. Don't worry, okay? It's just gonna be set in Middle Earth. It's not gonna touch what Peter Jackson did. They're gonna be exploring new storylines, they say, preceding J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fellowship of the Ring. So preceding The Hobbit as well.
Yeah.
Because Lord of the Rings came after. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want them to fuck it up. And I don't know if like Amazon just like can pull it off.
Well, they are investing a lot of money into it.
Yeah, but like, did you ever check out Man in the High Castle?
No.
Like, that's such good source material right there. And they just screwed the fucking pooch on that one.
Well, I remember seeing the trailer.
It looks so cheesy. Like, you gotta at least have production value on par with Game of Thrones if you wanna do this right. At least.
I completely agree with you. I think at least on par with Game of Thrones, given the scope of the story and just sort of the lore and the fandom with these characters, with this world. But if they're working with the Tolkien Estate and they're working with New Line,
that's a positive.
It shows that they're taking a cinematic eye for this television approach, which I think is what that's why people love Game of Thrones, is because it's you're basically tuning in to a movie every week. It has that same production value, which you absolutely need for Lord of the Rings. The only thing, and this is probably just me, so I'd be curious about what you guys, how you experience Amazon television shows. I have exclusively watched Amazon shows on my laptop in my bed, which is cozy and fun for transparent, but probably not the best venue to watch a I would never watch Lord of the Rings for the first time on my laptop. Now, the third time for sure, because you know what's happening, you're just excited to see Orlando Bloom, but yeah, just a little, that's
the bow and arrow thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the emotion is. But I'm nervous about, will people be watching this on their mobile devices as well, on like a laptop, on their iPad?
Yeah, of course.
But you should watch anything within Middle Earth. It should be on a big screen.
I know, but like,
at least the
dude,
first
people
time.
pirate movies all the time and they watch them with like shitty quality, just because just consuming that content is the experience for them themselves.
So I'm being a Scrooge about it?
No, you're not. I'm the same way as you. Maybe because we're a little older or something.
So you're not concerned about this at all?
No, I just said I was concerned.
Okay.
I don't want them to fuck it up like they did Man in the High Castle.
I'm becoming more concerned though as we keep talking about it.
They have a lot of money, so that's definitely not a problem. They can get the best people to work on this, and if they do that and they work with the Tolkien Estate, yeah, I'm confident that they could put something good together.
Do you think that this is a reaction to the success of Game of Thrones?
Maybe a little bit, but I mean, it's Lord of the Rings. It has a built-in fan base.
That's true. Game of Thrones did as well. I mean, to a less, obviously now it's way more mainstream.
Yeah, I'd argue that Lord of the Rings is bigger. I mean, maybe not anymore because Game of Thrones has had time to put together 7 seasons, but.
And if we're being honest, the Hobbit movies were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were just okay.
They were okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay that they were okay because the Lord of the Rings trilogy was dope. It was awesome. But Hobbit,
like even going back to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, like there's some issues with it.
Are there?
Yeah.
What are they?
It was amazing in its time because we'd never seen something like that at that point. But like when you go back and look at it, like it just doesn't hold up as much.
I started reading again because of the Two Towers movie.
Why did you stop?
That movie moved. because I was a teenager and I had other things to do. I was listening to new metal, I was busy, okay? I was playing middle school basketball, it was a busy time for me, okay? But when The Two Towers came out, I literally saw the movie and I was like, I wanna read that book.
You read it?
I did, I actually did. It's actually-
You just read The Two Towers, you didn't read the first one?
Yeah, I jumped into The Two Towers.
Oh my God.
What? Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Such a Grace
That's
move.
how it is a pretty Grace thing to do. But that's how powerful these movies were. That's how high I think the bar is. And what I would like to sort of what this comes down to for me is that Game of Thrones changed what our expectations of what can be an excellent television show as far as scope. And I think that we're seeing other studios want a piece of that. And they want to get in on that. So it's only natural that they would look to a franchise that has introduced a world in such an immersive way, comprehensive way.
There's a lot of storytelling there.
Yeah, like we saw in Middle Earth and with the Lord of the Rings franchise. So I think that's what they're gonna be doing, and I think that I just hope they know what they're getting into, because this is a fandom that you don't want to disappoint.
That's true. Are you a big fantasy fan?
Now I'm a huge true crime fan, but I was more of a fantasy fan around like middle school, high school, when Harry Potter was hot and Lord of the Rings movies were coming out, and you'd read the books to like know something extra, but it's different in the book, you know? Fun
note, Lord of the Rings and a lot of Tolkien's work was just influenced by his experiences in World War I.
Yeah, and then he had that friendship with C.S. Lewis as well. So it's like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You see that where it's like, there is a God and believe in God. And then Lord of the Rings is like, there's no God, like man's will over everything. I think that they are actually both great works. I really like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as well.
We kind of talked about it in that Murder with Friends about World War I, but the influences that had on just a lot of literature following, because you have a lot of these novelists and writers that went through the trenches, and they just like, everything that they knew before this whole romantic idea of life just completely changed after that war. And then like you have like this dark just style of genre of literature, like that you see in Tolkien with those like these orcs that are out there.
Also the fantasy too of the escapism when, you know, who knows what you dream up when you're in the trenches in World War I. And that's a great plug for you guys. Should check out our episode on trench warfare that Amir presented of Murder with Friends. What do you think about Amazon developing a Lord of the Rings TV series? Yay, nay, we'll see how it goes. All of those comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we will see you next time on Pop Trigger.